Hello, friends. Today we're looking at interpreting the solutions to a two-variable equation. Now, whereas one-variable equations have almost always just one solution, there are a couple of times where there are unusual situations where they might have no solution or infinitely many solutions. Two-variable equations pretty much always have a whole bunch of solutions, infinitely many. So in problems like this, we're going to be given our equation typically, and we're going to be given a solution to interpret. So in this problem, we have Adriel, who counts up the dimes and quarters in his piggy bank, which totals to $3.70. Not very exciting, but it's some money. The equation 0.10x plus 0.25y equals 370 represents the situation, where x is the number of dimes and y is the number of nickels. Now that's going to be really important. X is the number of dimes, and y is the number of nickels. The point 12, 10 is a solution to this equation, and we want to figure out what that solution means in the context of the problem. Now, hopefully you remember from previous classes that points come in the form x, y. So that means that 12 is x and 10 is y. Now, what did the problem tell us that x and y are? So x is the number of dimes, as it tells us in the problem, and y is the number of nickels. So that means that 12 as an x value for this means we've got 12 dimes, and 10 as a y value means we have 10 nickels. So that's it. A lot of times you will have problems like these in a multiple choice setting where there are answer choices specifically made to trick you. But like I said in the last video, most of the time the answer is basically given to you right in the problem. You just have to read it. It tells us right here what x is and what y is. So all we have to do is just put that thing on the numbers that we're given. We're given the point 12, 10. We're told that x is dimes, so 12 as an x value means 12 dimes, and 10 as a y value means 10 nickels. At a local corner store, the cost of a bag of trail mix is $1.15, and the cost of a bag of chips is $1.05. Senshi spends a total of $10.05 on chips and trail mix, which can be represented by the equation 1.5x plus 1.05y equals 10.05, where x is the number of bags of trail mix and y is the number of bags of chips. Again, it basically gives us the answer right in the problem. The point 6, 3 is a solution. What does this mean in context? So remember, points are x, y. So 6 is our x value, and what does it tell us that x is? X is numbers of bags of trail mix. So if we have 6, 3, 6 is our x value, so that means 6 bags of trail mix. Because it tells us that x is the number of bags of trail mix, and our x value is 6. Similarly, it tells us that y is the number of bags of chips. So if 3 is the y value we're given, that means we have 3 bags of chips. It's hopefully feeling really straightforward, but again, a lot of times you will see these problems in a multiple choice setup where the answers are meant to trick you, so you just have to read the problem and read your answer choices very carefully. I didn't want to give answer choices here just so we can see what this should look like when we do it and not get bogged down by confusing answer choices. At the Natural History Museum, tickets cost $10 for adults and $6 for kids under 12. A tour group spends a total of $228 on tickets. To figure out how many adults and kids were in the tour group, we can use the equation 10x plus 6y equals 228. The point 12, 18 is a solution to this equation. What does the solution mean in context? So this one isn't quite as straightforward. It doesn't directly tell us what x and y is in the problem. However, it does say that it's $10 for adults and $6 for kids. And then our equation has 10x plus 6y equals 228. So if the 10 is on the x, that means x is adults. And if the 6 is on the y, that means y is kids. So we have the solution in an x comma y format, 12 comma 18. So that means that 12 is number of adults and 18 is number of kids. So the way that we would typically write the answer to this problem, or the way that it will probably be given to us in an answer choice, is 12 adults and 18 kids went to the History Museum. Similarly, at the planetarium, tickets cost $9 for adults and $7 for kids under 12. One group spends $130 on tickets. This can be represented by the equation 9x plus 5y equals 130, where x is the number of adults and y is the number of kids. The point 15 comma negative 1 is a solution, but we have to determine if this solution makes sense in context, and then why or why not. So if x is the number of adults and y is the number of kids, x comma y. So we've got adults, comma, kids, basically. So then we have the solution point 15 comma negative 1. Okay. That means that it's saying that we have 15 adults and negative 1 kids. So no, this solution does not make sense in context because we shouldn't have negative kids in a tour group.